Does Swedenborg talk about love? I love the word love, and to contemplate about it and feel it and have experiences into the nature of love. Like, what is his definition of love, especially like the divine love, and how does he describe it?
Yeah. So he has a book that's called Divine Love and Wisdom. And he starts it by saying, love is our life. People, and he goes into this little essay where he says, people like to talk about love. How often is that word on our lips? We say, I love this person, or these people love each other. But does anyone know what that really means? And he goes on to say that love is actually what makes us who we are. Love is our life. What we love above all constitutes the essence of our soul. He has a lot to say about love. So in one regard, love is the underlying essence of everything. He talks about divine love and divine wisdom being divine love is primary substance, and divine wisdom is the form that substance takes. So essentially everything is made out of the divine love. So we're talking about it in sort of a philosophical sense like that. But then he says that once it gets down to closer to the levels that we can understand, the emotions that we feel and label as love are a direct contact with that love. And he talks about the nature of divine love. He says divine love, the essence of divine love is to want to give everything that is yours to someone else.
Mm.
He describes at one point feeling the joy of someone else as joy in yourself. That is loving.
Mm.
He also uses the same word, love, for what we would call evil things. He says that you can love good things or you can love evil things. So he says that the opposite of that divine love is a love of ruling or control from a love of self. So the opposite of wanting to give everything you have to someone is a desire to control and have everyone give what's theirs to you. And so that is sort of the arch nemesis of God inside each one of us.
Yeah, I love
So
that.
yeah, so you can he'll talk about like, yeah, you can have a love for what's good and a love for what's evil, and that's why everything has its own pleasure with it. Anything you love has a pleasure with it. So just like it feels so good to help this old lady across the street and know you made her happy. It's also can feel good to bully somebody when you're a kid, right? Because it makes you feel cool. So there's a joy that comes with everything. And so it's really about choosing, although he'll say that evil loves are really sort of a counterfeit of actual love, that actual love only comes from God and is a love that is not for any particular subset of people, but is for all people and for what is right and good and true. So and ultimately love is what makes us who we are rather than our intellect. So you can learn a lot of things, but unless, we were saying before with religion, unless those things change what you enjoy and change what you intend and do, then ultimately, eventually, you'll get rid of that stuff. He says once you're in the spiritual state, when you've shed your body, whatever's in your mind that doesn't agree with what you love, you kick out of there. So this is how you get this division into what he calls angels and what he calls evil spirits. So if you have selfless, pure love for people as the most important thing for you, eventually that puts to the side everything that was in your mind that's kind of self-centered. And if you instead have made the focus of your life joy that you know is harming other people, but you just like it, so you're going to do it anyway, that pushes aside everything that's true in your mind. So ultimately, what you love is what determines the state of your spirit. So it's important. Yeah, Swedenborg could talk forever about love, and he sort of
Mm-hmm.
does. Like it's all over all of his books. So if
It's
you
all
like
about
music,
love.
yeah, it's and in these incredible ways. So yeah, it's definitely it's not like a facet, it's like the main story.